Piastri beat teammate Lando Norris to pole position at the Spanish Grand Prix as McLaren sealed a front row lockout. Piastri, who leads Norris by 3 points at the top of the World Championship, trailed the Brit after the first few laps in the final part of qualifying, but produced a superb final run to take his 4th pole of the season on 1:11.5. Norris was unable to maintain the form he showed to take pole and win in Monaco last weekend. The scrappy final effort left him 2/10 of a second off Piastri. Max Verstappen and George Russell less than a tenth off a second off Norris in 3rd and 4th respectively, as they set identical times, with Red Bull starting ahead due to delivering his lap first. Lewis Hamilton took 5th for Ferrari, out qualifying teammate Charles Leclerc, who was 7th behind Mercedes' Kimi Antonelli for just the 2nd time this season. McLaren's impressive display made nonsense of speculation coming into the weekend that the runaway Constructors' Championship leaders be hammered by a technical directive limiting flexing in front wings. Instead, the reigning chancellor produced perhaps their most dominant start to a weekend so far of the season, increasing the expectation that the title battle will just be between the two McLaren drivers. Pierre Gasly took an impressive 8th for Alpine, with Red Bull rookie Isaac Hadjar continuing his superb form to seal 9th ahead of Fernando Alonso in 10th. Red Bull's woes continued as Yuki Tsunoda qualified last. He failed to make it through to Q3 for his 3rd successive race, but it became apparent as McLaren dominated practice on Friday that the battle between Piastri and Norris would continue. Having been outperformed by Piastri in final practice, Norris continued to get himself right back in the battle by the time Q3 began. Norris took advantage of a short-lived tow at the start of his first Q3 flying lap from Piastri, who pulled out the way and slowed as quickly as possible when he realised his teammate was trailing him as he completed his effort. Norris produced a significantly stronger first sector, and it is enough to put him just over a thousandth of a second clear of Piastri from the first runs, with the rest of the Q3 participants left to battle it out. It was Norris up first on the first run, but he struggled for accuracy throughout the lap, while Piastri delivered a great lap behind him to triumph by a large margin between 1st and 2nd of the season. Norris said, "Oscar drove very well. The place is definitely there, but I just made a few mistakes." Piastri has defied pre-season expectations of Norris being McLaren's main championship contender, with the Australian continuing to show a big upturn. Bettering Norris on Saturday gives Piastri a 5-4 advantage, and the Australian continues to surpassed the 4 occasions he out-qualified Norris in the entirety of the 2024 campaign. Piastri struggles in Barcelona last year, so very happy. It's been a good weekend. It didn't start off in the best way. We were struggling a little bit, but we found some pace in the cars maker, and I'm happy to have been able to put that into practice. There's a pretty miserable scene 12 months ago, so to turn it around is a great result. The Sunday forecast for continued extreme heat ensures it's much work done by McLaren drivers and conditions, which will provide a tough test of tyre management. But Piastri for now wrestled back momentum after Norris's victory. As has been the case for much of the season to date, the nearest challengers to McLaren's were Verstappen and Russell, but even the expert pair of qualifiers couldn't prevent a 1-2. Verstappen, who trails Piastri by 25 points, remains the biggest threat to McLaren's in the championship, and showed on his way to victory in Imola at the start of this triple header that he will pounce on any opportunities. We were lacking all weekend, and we executed well, said Verstappen. 3rd is more or less where we should be. Around here, it's about squeezing everything out of the car. I'll try my best in the race, but they will be tough to beat. Mercedes have genuinely seen a drop-off on Saturday to Sunday, which could leave Russell vulnerable to Hamilton behind him. We knew we had the fast car on Saturday, but we're going to have a fast car on Sunday. From what we've seen, it'll be tricky to do that. We saw how dominant McLaren were. Hamilton enjoyed an underwhelming opening start to his Ferrari career following a switch from Mercedes, but he'll be hoping he can push towards the podium on tomorrow, after complaining that the car was not drivable actually yesterday. I think he'll be very happy with his recovery, and definitely pleased to qualify out ahead of Leclerc and will be targeting a podium, like I say, tomorrow. And before I go, let me run you through the grid for the race, and it's going to be Oscar Piastri on pole. Another hugely impressive lap from him. He'll be absolutely delighted to be ahead of Norris. Norris I think 2nd. He'll feel he can work from there. Verstappen probably the best he could do. Similar story for Russell as well. I think Hamilton, will be especially pleased to out-qualify Leclerc. It'd be interesting to see how Leclerc's extra tyre strategy pays off tomorrow. But Antonelli in 6th, great job from him to be back in there, and hopefully he can have a clean race tomorrow. Gasly in 8th, I think, he'll be really happy with that. Definitely maximise his position. Best of the rest, really, isn't it? Hadjar 9th, another sterling job from him. What a rookie season he's having. And Alonso, surely it'll be time for him to get some points. It'll be about the time this season, wouldn't it? You've got Albon in 11th. I think decent job for him. Williams weren't expected to be strong here, and you can compare compare where Sainz was, who really struggled. So yeah, Sainz will be disappointed, especially his home race, but Albon, great job. Bortoleto, yeah, as improvements to the Sauber, I think he'll be absolutely delighted with that. Comfortably out qualified. Hulkenberg, he'll be disappointed with his place. I think Lawson and Stroll probably be a bit disappointed to be off their teammates. Bierman in 15th and Ocon 17th. Yeah, the Haas just not having a huge amount of pace this weekend, I think it's fair to say. And then Colapinto and Tsunoda, I think both of these teams, obviously they made mid-season driving changes, and yeah, it's pretty clear at the moment they're struggling quite a bit, both of those. So yeah, concerning times for them. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.